Oh, welcome back. We're back to deal with some more Monster Hunter Wilds. We're gonna finish our 8-star template hunts here. Because let's be honest, I mean, all we've got left is Gore. Nope. Mistimed the roll. Now, I haven't been uploading as much Monster Hunter content as previously. And it's nothing to do with disliking the game. I still absolutely love this game. It's just I've been enjoying 7 a lot more recently than I have Wilds. Nothing to do with Wilds, nothing to do with Monster Hunter, just what I've fancied playing lately. Now, there's not going to be much talk here about, obviously, what I'm actually hunting, as I just played Gore on a merry little run around here. Now, get them rocks. Give me them rocks. Now, obviously, the Capcom Presents was last night, which I did tune into. Mostly for the title update 2 information, which obviously we did get. And let us start this by saying I am so excited for the end of this month. For Laggy coming back. A little bit of underwater combat. Serenios, 8-star tempered, arch tempered, who's doing it? 8-star tempered, arch tempered, who's doing it? What are you doing? You hitting us with that? Okay, fair enough. Like, I honestly can't wait. I think it's going to be fantastic. But I was there, I was watching it, and I don't want to have to do another video like, oh, my thoughts on the current state of Monster Hunter Wilds, but this is probably what it's going to end up being, because let's be honest, the Steam reviews still haven't changed. They are still overwhelmingly negative. Can I just climb back up there, please? Thank you. They're still overwhelmingly negative for reviews. And I understand, you know, performance issues. A lot of people are having them, right? I get it. Performance issues on a game you spent a lot of money on isn't something you want, or is it something you expect, right? Capcom have addressed issues multiple times, saying that I'm getting it sorted. Now, the amount of people last night that thought they were going to address that while talking about the title update for some reason, to the point where that's all you could see in chat, was people going on about the performance update, the performance issues and how they needed fixing, while still shouting about the game having no content and just giving us 2 new monsters for the title update. And it's like, it's Monster Hunter. What do you expect from title updates? Like, a title update for Monster Hunter is monsters. That is our content. That is what we've got. Now, I know a lot of players are obviously coming to Wilds from Rise and Sunbreak, which personally I never played. I just wasn't a fan of the art style. I'll be completely and utterly upfront about that. I tried the demo, the game just wasn't for me. This was just one of those things. It's not for everybody. But I did dump an absurd amount of time in the world of Iceborne. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go on about Generations Ultimate or anything like that, or 4 Ultimate, none of that, because I don't think them games have the same bearing on the Monster Hunter community as the more recent titles do. I could be wrong about that. I might not be, but that's, you know, that's up for the individual person to decide. I did not realise this dude was so close to my tent. So he's blind. Now, obviously, Rise of Sunbreak, World and Iceborne. If you're just coming straight from the back of that, obviously they had their DLC. they had their full end game with those DLCs, obviously with Sunbreak for Rise, Iceborne for World. You had the DLC, you had the end game, you had the big bad I-Ams to fight, right? Wilds isn't quite at that stage yet, and we all know it, and I don't think many of us expect it to be at that stage yet. The DLC will turn up, just not yet. You know, maybe it's another what? 6 months down the line, maybe I would expect DLC for Wilds. I don't know what that DLC might be, but I'd say a good 6 months, right? But to see so many people there that was there for Wilds, then complaining because all we're getting is two new monsters and arch-tempered. I mean, layered weapons. Layered weapons for me is absolutely huge. I don't have to stare at these ugly and arty blades anymore. I like the art. I don't mind the arty system. I think it could have been done better. I think the arty system could have probably been done a lot better. I'm completely lost from the Gore Magala's stomach there. But I don't mind the Artian system. But to say that Wilds has no content, when, let's be honest, right, it's a game where we just go out and hunt monsters, right? The content is what it's technically what you make it to be. Right, if I want to play this game and just be one of those boring people that's just like, I'm just going to do my set of quests. Once my quests are done, that's it. As far as I'm interested after that, there's nothing left for me to do, right? Then that's on the player. Right, if you're not out there and you don't want to grind the same monster or different monsters repeatedly, and you know, you've got no interest in, say, helping your low rank fellow hunters, or can I have them wounds, please? There we go. Or you don't want to see, I don't know, you don't want to mess about with another weapon or create a new crazy set, or I mean, you can literally run weakness, exploit, agitator, I think, for every weapon about now. That is the end game. And yeah, sure, a lot of players want more than that for the money they have spent, right? But I also think there's a lot of people that are playing this game that were expecting Safi Jiva without realizing that this game at this point in time is still in its Xeno stage. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Right, this game is still technically in infancy. There's a long way to go for it yet. There's a lot that they can do, and there's a lot that will eventually get done. Now, yes, DLC, whenever they decide to release that, is gonna, you know, everybody knows DLC always brings new difficulty, new monsters. You know, you've got the new armor sets, you've got the new weapons. I'm getting absolutely bounced about here, right? Like, we all know what comes with the DLC. I don't want this to sound like, oh, I'm just going to rag on Monster Hunter and Capcom, or I'm going to rag on the player base, right? I understand Capcom, everybody will know Capcom has a way that they want to play this game. They have a way they want to release these monsters. They have a roadmap. Their roadmap was already planned out, probably all the way up to the DLC, and possibly including past the DLC. But then we as players need to understand that Capcom will fix the issues. They've already released multiple statements saying they're going to fix issues. I know they released something when people were first complaining about the, I believe was it the shaders cache? Was it the shaders? I think it was the shaders. The people's shaders were compiling and it was causing issues. Capcom released a statement on how to fix that, but people weren't happy because they had to do it themselves, and Capcom weren't just going to introduce something that fixed it for them. And it's like it's a what, 5 minutes tops, and it can be fixed. You almost get to the point where if you're going to complain over having to spend 5 minutes to fix the game you want to play, right, that becomes your own issue. And fair, that fix didn't work for a lot of people. Right, I've seen people talking about it. I've read the posts. I've read obviously the reviews where people have mentioned it. That little fix did not work for everybody, right? And there's no guarantee that it would have worked for everybody. But to see the community so toxic at the minute, which is, it's never something I've ever seen the Monster Hunter community as. It's always been a friendly, helpful community. You know, you know the game, you got questions, they'll help. I mean, there's people out there uploading tutorials for weapons to help assist people who have just started the game, or people who may be 50-60 hours into the game but want to try a different weapon. There's tutorials out there that exist to help that player. You go on the forums, you want to ask questions, you want to Reddit, you want to ask questions, whatever it may be. There will be people there that is willing to help. SOS flares are a perfect example of that. I help a lot of SOS flares. I go into a lot of SOS flares for different quests. Some might just be because they're grinding a monster and maybe I want the same monster pot. I want to fight the same monster. I want the same match for something. Some of them could be, I mean, a lot of the ones I've done is Mizuzuni and Gore. What I would consider to be the two high rank roadblocks. Based on my own experience when I was doing them, they were a massive spike in difficulty. Especially this bitch, especially Gore. I love Gore, but my god, did he bring a level of difficulty that hadn't been seen in high rank yet. Mizuzuni was the same. And yes, I know Mizuzuni was a title update monster, so why wouldn't Laggy or Seregios bring the same? I know there's a lot of people who've had problems where they've hit glitched in or hacked lobbies, however you want to call it. I've never seen or experienced any of these where people are getting, you know, they're getting insane drops from either alien mats or decorations. And I also saw a lot of on TikTok, believe it or not, people going on about exploits on easy ways to make sure that you got a lot of those materials very early on into the game's life. And whereas yes, right, if you want to play with cosmetic mods, I've never seen a problem with cosmetic mods in a multiplayer game, right? I just got slapped through the floor. My Monster Hunter World in Iceborne, my last playthrough of that, I used cosmetic mods. It didn't hurt anybody else. It changed absolutely nothing for anybody else. It was just a visual character model thing for me. But there's so many people that want the shortest way possible to get the farm done, and I know they're going to do it. It's going to happen to Seregios. It's going to happen to Laggy. it's going to happen at temperature donor, arch temperature donor. What's going to happen is that update's going to drop. People are going to come on and they'll be like, oh, well, I did that within 10 minutes. I got everything. I don't need anything else from that. And it's like, right, that might be so, but like, nobody's benefiting from your actions. Not even yourself is benefiting from your actions. It's pointless, right? You wanna hack your lobby. You wanna cheese it. Like what I originally saw, like I say, within the first maybe month or so of the game's life, where people going on about, you know, different ways to cheese it. So you're getting like 50, 60 relics a hunt. Then you can do the same with arty and materials, and it's like, yeah, but give it a week or two or whatnot, and you're going to be complaining that there's nothing left to do in the game, and that is exactly what happened. A lot of people, I mean, fair enough, some have unwillingly ended up in those lobbies, right? I don't think there's a definitive way to tell if you've joined one of those lobbies or not. No, you can tell from the hunt screen. You can 100% tell from the hunt screen whether or not you've joined one of those. From screenshots and things that I've seen, there is ways to tell. But it's like, you have the same chance as everyone else to just not join that hunt, right? Curiosity killed the cat. But if you're going to do that and you're going to get all these relic parts and all these decorations, and I actually didn't start thinking about what I'm doing here, so we don't fail this. I'm just talking here. You're going to do all that, right, and then complain there's no end game, and it's like, you skipped the end game. I'm still missing decorations that I want. I'm 136 hours in to this game at the moment, and I'm still missing a lot of decorations, a lot of charms, a lot of armor sets, even weapons that I want, because it's a slow grind. This is the end game. It is the grind. This doesn't change with master rank. It doesn't change with J rank. None of that. It's still the same. That end game grind, if anything, just becomes harder because you are fighting harder monsters. He says as this tempered God Magala is dropped into his ass twice. But all that happens is the enemies become harder, but you don't really feel them becoming harder because your gear has got so much better. Ooh, floaty fish. Now, I say this, I'm not taking a dig at Capcom. I am not taking a dig at the Monster Hunter community. I think in regards to the way this game is at the moment, I would say both sides have a part to play in what's happening. Without a shadow of a doubt, both sides have a part to play in what's happening. You know, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, well, the player base is the ones that messed everything up by doing this. But I understand that Capcom should have fixed their optimization issues a lot earlier than they did. Just because we are PC players does not mean that we should have to persevere with bad ports all the time. Bad ports and bad optimization. I mean, my biggest gripe in this one is purely the fact that I've lost my what you might call it from world. I can no longer hold down the middle mouse button to find the items I want. I mean, yeah, it's not the end of the world. I can just trawl through me hotbar, which is what I mostly end up doing. But I don't understand why they had to move it to the F1 key. Like, it was easily accessible where it was originally, and I just find that where it is now is a lot more awkward if you play mouse and keyboard, which is how I play it. I don't play controller. I got that. Check that out. Ooh, clever girl in your mouth. I just thought, honestly, the way the player base was responding last night during Wild's little Capcom segment. I couldn't even get into the dude's head there because of where his swing was. You know, you had people screaming just optimization issues, fix the game, blah blah blah. But then you also had some people shouting about saying, "Oh, wait, we need more content. We need more things to do." All you're adding is 2 new monsters, like I touched on at the beginning. It's a Monster Hunter game. Monster Hunter content is new monsters. That is what we get. You know, we don't get new content. We don't get like 20 hours of story content. We get whole new monsters that we can go and kill. Now the idea is not it's not, you know, meant to play just solely one weapon and make all those weapons and just be like, oh, I'm done now. The weapon I play, I've got everything for. Right? Go learn another weapon. Go pick up another weapon. Go learn something else. A lot of people were shouting about balancing the wound system, and I'd say yes, whereas I do agree sometimes that the wound system does seem to be very easy to get wounds to proc. On the harder monsters, the harder tempered monsters, like Gore here, or Gore here even, or the Arch Tempers, wounds are a lot harder to get. The easier the monster, yeah, fair enough. The easier the monster, the easier it is to get the wound, right? But I would have this wound system the way it is now over the Clutch Claw system any day. I absolutely detested the Clutch Claw system. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that did neither. I'm sure that is the most hated thing that they added for Worlds, was that Clutch Claw system. Now yes, I know I just spoke about making the wound system being fair and balanced, right? I'm pretty sure I just made that wound appear on Gore from using my shield, right? But it's a charge blade shield, I've got files in it, the monster attacks them, the file procs, the monster takes damage. That's just how charge blade works, right? Do I think the wound system could do with another bit of a revamp? Possibly. Do I think it's as big a crying point as what I saw a lot of people saying last night? Not really. It's a new mechanic they've tried, just like Clutch Claw in Iceborne, and just like Clutch Claw in Iceborne, the wound system probably won't be here for the next Monster Hunter title, right? The wound system will be Wild's gimmick. You know, what did Rise have? Rise had wire bugs. The wire bugs were Rise's gimmick. The Clutch Claw was Iceborne's gimmick. That tried to fly away there as we killed it. Like, each Monster Hunter game has a gimmick. This one is wounds. And I understand, wounds is, out of all the gimmicks, wounds is probably my favourite gimmick. It thematically makes the most sense. I am swinging a sharp stick at a monster, hitting it repeatedly there, it is going to start getting wounded. I make sure I focus on them wounds. I should be dealing extra damage to the monster after the fact I've made them wounds worse. I don't think it's that bad a system. In all honesty, whereas the Clutch Claw jumping on the face, stabbing them a little bit, and then firing a load of slinger ammo into the side of the head to get them to go into a wall, that was ridiculous. Although, side note, 8-star Temple Gore Magala is the hardest 8-star in the game. I will say that absolutely freely, but I could also probably say that if I wasn't rambling away like this, it probably wouldn't have been as difficult. Now, obviously, I'm going to keep this going a little bit longer. I do need to... I didn't get any failures there. I'm going to go kill a few different things. I mean, I've got a lot of mats that I need for certain things, to be honest with you. Well, I'm going to go... I'll probably go fight a new Udra, to be honest with you. I've been playing the game, but I have been letting me... let's go back to F4 now. But I have been ignoring me bonus tickets, to be honest with you. I just kind of let them sit there. But yeah, I think a lot of people with this game were expecting sort of... I need Zero, do I do need Zero? I'm gonna go beat up a Zero. We're expecting sort of like out the box, absolutely amazing. This game's gonna blow the water out, like blow everything else out of the water. And look, it's not as fleshed out as World and Rise yet, right? I could go back to World tomorrow and sit there and play that and probably enjoy it a little bit more than I enjoy Wilds at the moment. But Wilds is missing so much more that World has. Right, like... I'm on my favourite, I don't need a thingy. And well, like I say, obviously it has the... World has the expansion. It has the extra monsters. It has that extra bit of difficulty. It has the Elder Dragons, the Arch-10-bit Elder Dragons, like Velkhana, that absolutely fucking kick fuck out of you just for fun, purely for fun. You know, you've got your Fatalises, it's got your Safijiva raids, you've got your Kolvir Taroth raids. I don't know whether raids would make it to Wilds. I'm excited to see. I think raids could work in Wilds. I think it could be quite entertaining to see. Whether or not it does is a different thing. This Zero is absolutely tiny. What is the matter with this one? But I think a lot of people were expecting Wilds to be out of the gate absolutely amazing. I think people, like you said, I think people were expecting World and Iceborne level without the World and Iceborne lifetime and shelf life. Like, World and Iceborne have been out a lot longer. I mean, I don't think World got Iceborne for what, maybe 6 months to a year if it's game life. I'm not 100% on that, but it definitely wasn't as immediate as what people are thinking. We got periodic title updates. Now, yes, World's second title update, which obviously Wilds has got their second title update coming, obviously end of this month. World's second title update was Kolvir Taroth, which was that was a great title update, right? Adding the raid mechanics. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and a lot of other players did as well. But in terms of, like, see, I'm gonna go back to the wound system, right? Everyone says the wound system is ridiculous, right? But what about that system there? I done 2 jumping attacks off my sacred, right? And I'm guaranteed a mount for 2 jumping attacks. That's all I have to do. And it might have been the same in previous titles. It might have still been 2 jumping attacks, but let's be honest, I didn't have a mount that I could freely jump about on. I had to hope that there was a ledge nearby that was suited to get those jump attacks off, which 9 times out of 10 there wasn't. Like, let's be real. You wanted a mount. Let's see, I'm gonna use World for this, because obviously, you know, we had the Clutch Claw that came in Iceborne that technically, I guess, if you wanted, you could consider a mount. saying as though you did jump onto the monster. But nine times out of 10, if I was playing that game and I wanted to mount, right, I was swinging an insect glaive, playing a very bad aerial insect glaive. I was losing out on damage just purely to get a mount so that I could try and get a little bit extra damage out by knocking it on the floor. But in this, I can just jump off your sacred twice. And then the second one's guaranteed. You just have to land 4 jump, I think it's either 4 or 6 jumping attacks off your sacred. And the second one's guaranteed. No longer, thanks to the sacred, do I have to wait for monster openings. I can just call my sacred and jump on the hill, and I mean, I abuse the shit out of that. I do it for sharpening as well. Like, why wouldn't I? It's part of the game. It is there to be used. Now, do I think Capcom's heading in the right direction with Wilds? Yeah, 100%. I fully trust in how they are going to do this, how they are doing this, how they're going to be doing their title updates going forward. They have my full faith. Like 100%, they have my full faith. I was hoping I was going to get the back of the thing, stupid ass head there. That by the end of Wilds Live, or even by the next couple of title updates, people will stop whinging about how bad the game is. Every game has optimization issues at the moment. I saw a lot of people twisting in one of the Steam reviews that they don't like the fact that the game has to have frame gen to help your frames. It's one of the things. It's like you're gonna have to get used to it, because this is going to be the thing going forward. Games aren't what they used to be. No more, no, you know, we're not paying £40-50 for a full game anymore. We're paying £60-70 for half a game that is then fixed and updated through DLC and minor bits. We no longer get the full gaming experience straight away from release. And the frame gens, the frame gen and the DLS, the absurd amount of video memory is just going to continue. That's not going to change. If anything, it's going to get to a point where we're going to have to start needing more. Now my graphics card has 16 gig of VRAM, which is 100% more than enough for any game at the moment. But you know, 4 or 5 years down the line, am I going to end up being short of VRAM? Am I going to need more VRAM just to keep up with the newer titles? And that's before we even think about how much actual storage space is needed for these games now. I think Final Fantasy, I'm going to use that as an example. Right now I'm a massive Final Fantasy player. The latest Final Fantasy titles have been 90 to 100 gig for storage for a single player game, which is a lot, considering you don't want to clog your hard drives up. But nobody seems to be twisting about that issue with Wilds. Nobody seems to be mentioning the VRAM issue. A lot of people won't even mention what their rig is to see if it's even up to the level of what is required, either bare minimum or just above bare minimum, to see if they can even run the game stably. But I mean, I think that this is where we're going to leave it for this one. You know, we got the Gore out the way. I'm very happy to have now finally finished the 8-star Apexes. Gore Magala has been defeated. He killed me twice, but we got him in the end. We got her in the end. We knocked her ass out the sky. Now, obviously, it is the 27th of June, so we've got 3 days until title update 2. Within them 3 days, I might try and get some more Monster Hunter Wilds content out. It's just there's not a lot on the go at the minute. I mean, you can say, I've got my little Woodwood friend there now. There isn't a lot of, well, I mean, there is a lot to do, but how much are we going to sit there and watch us doing the same fights over and over and over, right? I want to come in, title update 2, come in swinging and fighting and kicking. I want to stomp Ash Timberute doing it back down the drain. I want to stomp Laggy back down the drain. I want to smash Seregios. That is what we're going to do in 3 days' time. We are going to come in swinging and we are going to absolutely butcher and carve these new monsters coming in, and I cannot wait, which is part of the reason why I'm saving a lot of me double tickets. I mean, I do have quite a wish list, but I mean, if you look at it, it's like Fusium, Jinhad Ice Gem, Gracium, that's Black Member Mass, Gormagala Failer, that's New Udra, Textiles, New Udra, Wrath Ruby. Stench, I do need something else for that. Wind Drake hides, I need 2 Wind Drake hides. Jinhad Ice Gem again, more New Udra again. Like, it's not things I'm willing to waste my tickets on trying to get. I just like having a lot of everything. I mean, them alone are going to take me forever to get, and so are they. But the more that I'm out here hunting, the more that I could possibly be helping people, especially like I see Laggy's coming, Seregios is coming. They're both going to be 8-star tempers. There's more Hunter Mark 3s for us there and then. And you know for a fact the player base is going to rocket straight back up as soon as that happens. Like, there's no way it's not. Although I don't want to touch on one last thing before we call it quits here. There's one thing I don't see people talking about much from the title update 2, and that is the fact that you're going to be able to change your handler from Alma to Eric if you want, for your quest giver. And I know a lot of people get attached to the handlers, and a lot of people like Alma, but honestly, I just love Eric. I think Eric is just a definition of a child that's just been sort of let loose and told to go wonder. A few quest lines that he's been in, he's just full of wonder and mystery, so you might see his chopping and changing between the two of them after the title update. But I thought I'd get out with a few little feelings there, a few little words on how I feel that the community is, I don't want to say overreacting, but the community is expecting Capcom to rush everything. When Capcom has a designated roadmap, they have a plan, they know when they want to release stuff. They've known when they've wanted to do it right since the beta. Since we could first play the game, first test the game. They have known since then how this game is going to go down, when monsters are going to be released, when the title updates are dropping. They'll already have the DLC half finished by now, if not finished. But they'll be sitting there and they'll be looking and going, well, we haven't released this monster, and this monster yet. We haven't done these events, we haven't done this. Then we'll get the DLC. Then we might start getting the Elder Dragons. We'll start getting into the end game. We'll start getting the equivalents to the Elatrions, the Sappy Jeevas, the Ishvaldars, the what was it from Rise and Sunbreak? Was it Valstrax and Crimson Valstrax from Sunbreak? I think it was. And then obviously after a couple of months of that and small title updates during that, then we'll get the Elatrions, the Fatalises. We'll get the true end game of Rise, but it's going to be spread out over like 2.5 year, 3 year even road plan before we get to that true end game where people are finally going to be happy. I don't think just fixing the performance issue for a lot of people is going to make any difference at this point in time. I think a lot of people are too strung up that there's no end game in the. I pressed R there to play with my Palico. Why have I just pulled my knife out? That's kind of worrying. I said play with the Palico. Whatever. But like I say, this is where we're going to leave for now. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on last night's Capcom by not last night's. At this point, by the time this goes up, will be the Capcom presents from the 26th of June. And sort of apologise as well for slowing down on the Monster Hunter content. It's just I haven't really enjoyed 7 lately, so I haven't really been pushing for much Monster Hunter forward at the moment. I have been playing it. I have been saving up my lucky vouchers for Title Update 2. But yeah, I know I'm going to lucky voucher and try and get the monster match twice as quick, so I can do everything that I've just said people shouldn't do, but at the same time, I'm going to be hunting so many Laggies and Seregioses and Archtemper Donors that I won't have enough materials to be able to rebuild those monsters myself in my tent if I wanted to. There's no reason why I should let other people get those monster parts. As my little cuckoo clock goes off in the background of my tent there. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here for now before I bobble and go on too many tirades and whatnot. This is Daddy Gladdy signing out. Have a good day.